WWE SmackDown, September 19th, 2025. Go Home Edition for WrestlePalooza. Live from Huntington Center, Toledo, Ohio. This episode of SmackDown was loaded with big moments, tense face-offs, championship defenses, backstage confrontations, and feverish build-ups. Ahead of WrestlePalooza, with the ESPN app launched looming and huge matches set for tomorrow night, the stakes could not have been higher. Key storylines going in. WrestlePalooza is just around the corner. Many rivalries are coming to a head. Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE champion, versus Drew McIntyre is set. John Cena versus Brock Lesnar is an announced match. Sami Zayn has been doing his United States Championship Open Challenge stuff. Carmelo Hayes gets a shot. Women's Tag Team Division. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are champions, defending their titles. Ringside News. The show unfolds. Highlights and matches. I'll recount in order, with the major segments, matches, confrontations, and what they set up going into Wrestle. Opening segment, Lesnar, Cole, Graves. And tension. The show opens with Michael Cole preparing to interview Brock Lesnar. Lesnar initially demands Cole go backstage, then changes his mind and storms to the ring instead. Cage-side seats in the ring. Cole questions. Lesnar threatens violence. Corey Graves intervenes to protect Cole, but Lesnar lays him out with an F5. Graves' involvement is noteworthy because he's been out of physical bumping for a while. This signals possibly he's fit enough to take punishment again. Lesnar issues a menacing warning to John Cena, saying D-Day tomorrow, referring to their match at WrestleMania and that he's coming for blood. This interview ramps up the intensity for their feud. Match 1. United States Championship Open Challenge. Sami Zayn, U.S. Champion, defends his title in an open challenge against Carmelo Hayes. The match features solid technical exchanges, wrist locks, takedowns, headlocks. Hayes shows bursts of offense, but Zayn controls momentum at key moments. Ultimately, Sami Zayn retains the United States Championship via pinfall. This continues his build as a resilient champ heading into WrestlePalooza. Tag mid-cut matches. Another build-ups division. Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed versus Fraxium Axiom and Nathan Frazer. The match is violent and physical, with the Vision dominating much of the action. In the end, they win by pinfall. Wrestling news. Backstage tensions. The Street Profits are having internal friction as the Wyatt Six interfered with their business. B-Fab steps in to demand they get their act together. Another backstage moment. Damian Priest interrupts Kit Wilson, who was speaking with GM Nick Aldis about toxic masculinity. Priest attacks Wilson, putting him through a wall. It's a nasty heel move that underscores Priest's aggression heading into bigger match. Women's Tag Team Championship match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair champions defend against Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. Wrestling news. The match has back-and-forth action. Green and Fire use double-team tactics, trying to isolate Bliss. Bliss and Flair show experience. Classical tags, strategy tags, isolations, comebacks. After the champions, whether the early storm, they mount comebacks. Flair delivers strong offense. Bliss helps finish the match. Bliss and Flair retain the titles. This protects their dominance going into contract signing. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, perhaps the most emotionally charged portion of the show. The contract signing for the undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestlePalooza between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Tensions are high. Drew McIntyre taunts Cody. Reminds him that years ago Drew sat in Cody's chair. Says he'll move forward with him gone. Cody signs the contract, but Drew then assaults Cody. Headbutt, punches, slamming Cody's head into the announcer's desk. Cody fights back with a suicide dive. Officials try to pull things apart. The feud is very personal now. They brawled until being separated. The tension unresolved as the show closes. Ringside News. R-Truth appears, promoting the ESPN app. Some comedic bump, some backstage interviews with Los Garza. Ties into WWE's push of their streaming service. Nia Jax. Promos. Tiffany Stratton. Status mentioned. Rumors and uncertainties floated, especially for women's division matches. Adding intrigue, overall themes, and what this sets up intensity before WrestlePalooza. Everything on this SmackDown feels like it's building urgency. Rivals are not far apart physically, emotionally, or in the story. There's a sense that tomorrow nights must deliver. Lesnar vs. Cena is primed. Lesnar is Island promo, the F5 to Graves. All of it is meant to send a message. Cena has a serious threat in front of him. Cody Rhodes vs. McIntyre becomes more than a title match. It's personal. McIntyre's verbal attacks and physical ones in the contract signing make the championship on the line more emotional. Champions Sami Zayn, Flair, and Bliss are being protected. WWE wants to go into the play with title belts intact, giving them credibility. Mid-card feuds and backstage segments are laying groundwork. Fraxium versus the Vision possible tag turmoil. Street Profits, tension, Damian Priest's antagonism. These will likely have consequences, either at WrestlePalooza or after. Conclusion. Final thoughts before WrestlePalooza SmackDown on September 19th, 2025. Delivered exactly what a go-home show should. Confirmation of matches, escalation of rivalries, huge confrontations, and a sense of danger. The main event feels set and slate, and the fans are invested. If WrestlePalooza wants to be memorable, the night made it clear it has to pay off. Looking ahead, the biggest questions remain. Can Cody Rhodes withstand the onslaught Drew McIntyre has already begun? Will Lesnar be able to follow through on his threat to Cena? Is Cena prepared for what Lesnar is bringing? Are Sami Zayn and the women's tag team champions going to face tougher challenges? Or is WWE protecting them to maintain balance heading into major matches? Friday night in Toledo, Ohio felt electric even before the cameras rolled. The Huntington Center was buzzing with chants, signs waving, and fans decked out in merchandise for their favorites. Rhodes' legacy never give up. Suplex City, and even a few old-school ECW shouts from the hardcore crowd. This wasn't just any SmackDown. It was the final stop before WrestlePalooza, WWE's blockbuster premium live event. The company had loaded the card with confrontations, title matches, and storyline climaxes, ensuring that every angle felt urgent. The night carried the unmistakable energy of a go-home show. Rivalries would boil over, titles would be defended, and no one could afford to look weak on the eve of one of the biggest shows of the year. As the lights dimmed and Michael Cole's familiar voice welcomed fans around the world, anticipation reached fever pitch. But before the first match could even begin, we were thrown into chaos by the arrival of none other than Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar explodes in the opening. Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, was advertised for an interview with Michael Cole, and fans weren't sure what to expect. Lesnar has always been unpredictable. But with his high-stakes clash against John Cena looming at WrestlePalooza, his mood was especially volatile. At first, the cameras showed Lesnar backstage pacing like a caged animal. When Cole approached nervously with a microphone, Lesnar barked at him to get lost. Cole froze, visibly shaken, and for a moment it seemed like the interview wouldn't have an open. Then, in classic Lesnar fashion, he changed his mind. He grabbed the mic from Cole, shoved him aside, and stormed toward the ring. The crowd roared as Lesnar's theme hit, the red lights flashing in sync with the thundering guitar riffs. He stalked down the ramp with a glare that could pierce steel. Once inside the ring, he threw the mic to the canvas, then picked it back up with deliberate slowness. A tease of the chaos to come. Cole, trying to keep things professional, joined him in the ring, but his voice trembled as he asked the first question. Brock, tomorrow night you face John Cena at WrestlePalooza. What is your mindset heading into the match? Lesnar smirked, a sinister half-smile that made the audience restless. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he stared at Cole for an uncomfortable stretch of time. Then, he leaned in close and growled, My mindset? Destruction. Cena isn't walking out tomorrow night. I'll break his body, and I'll enjoy doing it. The tension was thick. Cole looked ready to retreat, but before he could, Corey Graves stood up from commentary and entered the ring, trying to Graves told Lesnar he had made his point and didn't need to threaten a broadcast partner.